Hollywood has taught us to recognize a pirate ship instantly. Black sails, rows of cannons, a towering wooden fortress flying a skull flag. But if you had sailed across the North Sea or the Mediterranean 600 years ago, you probably wouldn't have recognized a pirate ship at all. Because the most dangerous pirate vessel of the Middle Ages didn't look terrifying. It looked ordinary. And by the time you realized who they were already climbing over your rails. Hollywood tells us pirate ships were built to be feared. History tells us they were built to go unnoticed. Imagine leaving the busy harbor of Bruges at sunrise. Fishing boats hugged the shoreline. Merchants carried wool, grain, wine, and timber across familiar trade routes. Pilgrims crossed the channel. Every sail on the horizon looked perfectly ordinary. That was exactly what made piracy so dangerous. Medieval pirates had no universal flag, no standard ship, no dramatic appearance. Their greatest weapon wasn't fear, it was surprise. The safest pirate ship was the one that looked exactly like every other merchant vessel, because there was no such thing as a pirate ship. Only ordinary ships, used in extraordinary ways. Hollywood often imagines magnificent pirate vessels built exclusively for raiding. Reality was far more practical. Few pirate crews could afford to build their own ships. Instead, they captured them. Merchant ships, fishing boats, coastal traders, even ferries. If a faster vessel appeared, the old one was abandoned without hesitation. Pirates weren't loyal to ships, they were loyal to opportunity. That's why asking, what did medieval pirate ships look like, misses the point. The real question is, what ships happen to be in pirate hands today? Hollywood loves massive ships. Medieval pirates preferred fast ones. Large merchant vessels carried valuable cargo, but they were slow to turn, difficult to maneuver, and vulnerable near shallow coastlines. Pirates wanted something entirely different. A ship that could catch its target, escape before warships arrived, and disappear into waters larger vessels couldn't enter. The perfect pirate ship wasn't built to win battles. It was built to avoid them, because every damaged mast, every broken oar, every wounded sailor reduced the value of the prize. There was never one perfect pirate vessel. Only the right ship for the right sea. In the Mediterranean, calm weather could leave sailing ships drifting helplessly for hours. Merchant captains feared those moments. Pirates welcomed them. Long, narrow galleys kept moving when the wind disappeared, driven by dozens of oars. A trapped merchant could do little more than watch them approach. Northern Europe demanded something different. The rough waters of the North Sea and Baltic favored sailing ships that were sturdy, reliable, and common. One of the best examples was the Cog. Hollywood often portrays cogs as slow-floating warehouses. Many smaller cogs were surprisingly agile. But their greatest advantage was that they looked like every other merchant ship. They blended perfectly into everyday trade until grappling hooks suddenly crashed onto the deck. As piracy spread across Europe, different regions relied on different ships. English and Channel pirates often favored the swift Balinger, small enough to chase merchants into shallow waters. In Scandinavia, the famous Longship still proved deadly. Its shallow draft allowed pirates to strike villages, sail up rivers, and disappear long before defenders could respond. Larger ships such as the Hulk rarely made ideal raiders, but they became valuable prizes, carrying enormous amounts of stolen cargo once captured. Different ships, different seas, one shared purpose: not to fight, to appear without warning and disappear before anyone understood what had happened. Hollywood often shows pirates endlessly roaming the sea in search of victims. Real medieval pirates rarely needed to. Merchant captains followed predictable routines. They sailed the same coastal routes, anchored in the same sheltered bays, and waited out storms in the same harbors. Pirates learned those habits. They waited behind rocky headlands, inside river mouths, between small islands, or in hidden coves where passing sailors saw nothing unusual. Sometimes they waited for days, sometimes for weeks. The richest prize often belonged to the crew patient enough not to attack too soon. Their greatest weapon wasn't firepower, it was patience. This is where Hollywood gets perhaps its biggest detail wrong. Pirates didn't want great naval battles. They wanted ships that surrendered. A captured merchant vessel was worth far more than a sunken one. Its cargo could be sold, its supplies reused. Sometimes, even the ship itself became the pirates' next vessel. Instead of destroying their target, pirates relied on speed, surprise, and intimidation. A volley of arrows, crossbow bolts striking the deck, a boarding party appearing almost without warning. The goal was simple: end the fight before it became a fight. What mattered wasn't the ship, it was how the ship was used. Hollywood imagines pirates living far out at sea. Many medieval pirates stayed surprisingly close to land. They knew every sandbank, every hidden channel, every narrow estuary. A shallow drafted ship could slip into waters where pursuing warships dared not follow. Some crews even pulled their vessels onto isolated beaches between raids to repair the hull, dry the sails, and wait for another opportunity. Their greatest fortress wasn't built from stone. It was the coastline itself. Nothing says pirate more than black sails. Nothing made less sense. Dark sailcloth was expensive and highly visible, exactly the opposite of what pirates wanted. Most medieval sails were weathered shades of off-white, gray, or brown, stained by salt, tar, smoke, and years beneath the sun. From a distance, one merchant ship looked very much like another, and that was the whole point. The smartest pirates never announced themselves. They blended into the horizon. As trade expanded, pirate ships evolved with it. Fast vessels like the Fusta became feared across the Mediterranean, combining speed with the ability to raid coastlines and escape before defenders could react. Small pinnaces proved ideal for scouting, carrying messages, and chasing isolated merchant ships. By the late Middle Ages and into the early modern period, sleek ships like the Xebec continued the same philosophy. Speed, maneuverability, and surprise mattered far more than size. The designs changed, the strategy never did. Perhaps that is the greatest truth Hollywood misses. There was never one legendary pirate ship. No perfect design, no universal flag, no single silhouette that terrified every sailor. A cog, a galley, a Balinger, a longship, a hulk, a fusta, a Pinnace, a Xebec, any one of them could become a pirate ship, because the secret was never the vessel itself. It was the captain who chose the moment, the crew who moved without hesitation, the coastline that offered escape, and the power of surprise. The most dangerous pirate ship was never the one everyone feared. It was the one nobody noticed.